I want to give a special shout out to all my patrons, my Bibliosprand, Bibliohowlers, and Bibliomancers. Thank you so much for supporting my hobby and passion even more. It means so much to me. Hi everyone, Patrick here. Today's video will be my August TBR. So yeah, it is the month of August already. It's always shocking to me how fast time flies. I can't believe that we're almost at the end of the year. So yeah, I still have so many books. I still have so many books that I want to finish within this year, but that is not possible. I really have to become an immortal to read all the books that I want. But anyway, this month, in the month of August, I plan to read, as usual, 8 books. I don't know whether that's possible or not, but that's my plan. And the first one that I want to read is Until the Last. Until the Last by Mark Shackle. This is the third and the final book in the Last Word trilogy, and I planned to read Until the Last last month, but I couldn't get to it because life is super busy. Life got super busy, super hectic. And the books that I'm reading last month, apparently they're bigger than I expected, especially Lord of Chaos, which took me 12 days to finish. But yeah, this time I will definitely make Until the Last the first book that I read within this month, because this is a series that I really love, and in my opinion, it is still criminally underrated. If you love grimdark or darker fantasy, well, make sure to check this one out. Seriously, it is so good. And then the next book that I want to read is another book that I planned to read last month, and that is The Kingdom of Bones by Philip C. Quantrill. This is book number 5 in the Echo Saga series, a classic fantasy that is told with a modern narrative. And yeah, I've been enjoying my time so much with this series, and I hope that this one will be the best of the series so far, because I heard from the author and many readers of the series that this is where the series started to get even better than before, which is super amazing to me because the previous 4 books in the series has been super good, super fun, entertaining, very readable, and the actions were really good. So yeah, I hope that this will be the case. And I love the cover art to The Kingdom of Bones. This one is done by Chris McGrath. Well, the cover art to the entire series is done by Chris McGrath, and they all look super good. And after The Kingdom of Bones, another Bones that I want to read is Speaking Bones. Yeah, Speaking Bones by Ken Liu. This is the 4th and the final book in the Dandelion Dynasty series. No, I'm not going to rant about the spine again. Actually, I will. Yeah, this cover design is stupid, okay? It is ugly, but thankfully the series is amazing. No, but still, this cover design shouldn't have happened, but yeah, I'm so looking forward to reading Speaking Bones. This is a huge priority for me to read within this month. The Grace of Kings, The Wall of Storms, especially The Wall of Storms, and The Veiled Throne, all of them have been super amazing. I loved all of them. And I think Speaking Bones will be able to deliver a masterful conclusion to the Dandelion Dynasty series, making this, well, it already is one of my favorite series of all time, but it will be even more. Hopefully, it will be even more after reading this one. And after that, after I'm done with this one, I plan to interview Ken Liu on my channel. Let's see whether I can make that happen or not, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed I can do it. And for those of you who don't know, The Veiled Throne and Speaking Bones were supposed to be one book, one big book, but they're divided into 2 books because, well, it is too big. I mean, I think The Veiled Throne consists of 350,000 words, and this one also consists of 350,000 words, more or less. So in total, there are about 700,000 words. Of course, it will have to be divided into 2 books. And after the Speaking Bones, another high priority for me in the month of August is Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty. This is the first book in the grimdark fantasy series called The Wrack of Rita. I don't know how to pronounce that because it is an Indian word. But anyway, Sons of Darkness is the author's attempt to revitalize the fantasy genre, and it is the first traditionally published grimdark fantasy in India. So yeah, I am so looking forward to this one. This is supposedly A Song of Ice and Fire meets Mahabharata, and the cover art by Michaela Alcaino looks super stunning. This is one of the best cover art that I've seen. And also, if you missed my book haul video, I'm just going to show you the frontispiece of this book. Look, it is so pretty. It is beautifully illustrated, and yeah, you can see my name and Chocoboy over here, and it makes me super happy that the author actually considered Chocoboy as a recipient for this book mail. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one, and this is the premise of the book. Some ballads are ink in blood. Bled dry by violent confrontations with the Magadhan Empire, the Mathuran Republic simmers on the brink of oblivion. The Republic's leaders, Krishna and Satyabhama, have put their plans in motion within and beyond its blood-soaked borders to protect it from annihilation. But they will soon discover that neither gold nor alliances last forever. They are, however, not the only players in this game. Mati, pirate princess of Kalinga, must mend her ways if she is to be a good wife, but old habits die hard, especially when one habitually uses murder to settle scores. Karna, the gifted son of a low-born charioteer, hopes to bury his brutal past, but finds that life is not generous in offering second chances. The crippled hero turned torturer Shakuni struggles in the maze of daggers, that is politics, leaving little time for him to plot the revenge he craves. Alongside a cast of sinister queens, naive kings, pious assassins, and predatory priests, these dubious heroes will converge where the Son of Darkness is prophesied to rise and break the world, even as forgotten gods prepare to play their hand. It sounds super amazing, and I've been itching to get back to Grimdark because this year I don't think I've read any Grimdark fantasy this year. And Grimdark is actually one of my favorite subgenre, Grimdark or Dark Fantasy, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one very much. Thank you so much once again to Gaurav Mohanty and the publisher Lead Start for sending this book all the way to my place. I will definitely treasure this. And after that, I plan to read my monthly read, and that is to continue my reread of Mistborn. So this is Shadows of Self, the second book in Mistborn Wax and Wayne series, or Mistborn the Second Era. And I really enjoyed my time doing a second read for the Alloy of Law, the previous book before this one, and I'm hoping that the Shadows of Self on second read will provide an even better reading experience, because I remember that this was one of my favorite books in the series, together with the Bands of Mourning on my first read. And considering that I actually enjoyed the Alloy of Law on my second read more than the first time I read through it, I'm hoping that it will be the same for this one. And I remember a few scenes in this book that definitely made me emotional, especially I think you will know which scene I'm talking about if you have read this book and you have read the first trilogy. Yeah, it has to do with a Kandra. I'm so looking forward to reading that scene again. And for those of you who don't know, I'm reading through the entire Mistborn saga in preparation for the Lost Medal, which is coming in 3 months. So yeah, soon, very soon. I plan to read the Bands of Mourning next month, and then the month after is Secret History, Mistborn Secret History. And finally, at November, I will read the Lost Medal. So far, I've been reading through Mistborn Era 2 with my Patreons, and it's been fun. It's been great. Then another monthly read that I want to read is Age of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. This is the second book in the Legends of the First Empire, the prequel series to the Rhyria series. This one takes place 3,000 years before the events of the Rhyria, and I've heard a bit of a mixed things about Age of Swords, so I definitely will keep my expectations in check as I dive into this one. But I really enjoyed reading through Age of Myth, and this will be a new uncharted territory for me because I haven't read Age of Swords. I have read Age of Myth before, but I haven't read anything past Age of Myth. So yeah, this will be a new uncharted territory for me. I'm so looking forward to reading this one. And of course, the cover art done by Mark Simonetti deserve a shout out. I'm pretty sure that this cover art will look even more stunning and better on hardcover. I'm sorry that this one is only a mass market paperback, but hey, it's cheap. So that's 6 books, and book number 7 that I'm going to read is a sci-fi, and that is Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. I haven't read this one. This is the first book in Earthseed duology, and I haven't read this one. I've heard so many amazing things about Parable of the Sower. Well, anything by Octavia Butler. And other than that, I honestly don't know anything about this book. I don't know what it's about. I don't know what people liked about it. So yeah, I'm going to dive into this one as blind as possible, and hopefully I will end up loving it as much as all the fans of the series. And finally, the last book that I plan to read, if I have the time, is Swan Song by Robert McCammon. So I really love Boy's Life by Robert McCammon. It is one of my top favorite books of all time, Boy's Life. And I am so looking forward to reading Swan Song because people have mentioned that this is a rival to The Stand by Stephen King. And I have a bit of a mixed feeling regarding the ending for The Stand, and I'm hoping that Swan Song will be even better than The Stand, but we'll see. Either way, I'm just hoping that this will be another amazing standalone by Robert McCammon because I plan to read a lot of his books. Other than Boy's Life, Swan Song, I also plan to read the Matthew Corbett series that starts with Speaks the Nightbird. Yeah, I am so looking forward to reading that one as well. Similar to Parable of the Sower, I don't know anything about the plot of this one, so I'm going to jump into this one as blind as possible. All I know is that I think this one is a horror or fantasy book. So yeah, maybe horror fantasy, post-apocalyptic, I don't know about it, but yeah, I'm hoping that this will be amazing. So that's all the novels that I plan to read within the month of August. As for a manga series, I plan to read one manga series, and that is Golden Kamuy. So Golden Kamuy is a manga series that I think this is a historical fantasy. I've heard plenty of great things about Golden Kamuy for a lot of years. Yeah, but recently I just found out that the manga series has been completed, so well, I might as well start it now. And let's see if I can actually finish this manga series this month. But other than Golden Kamuy, there is another manhwa, not manga, that I want to finish, and that is Solo Leveling. Yeah, it makes me super sad to hear that the artist behind Solo Leveling actually has passed away. It is crazy news. Just after the artist is usually called Dubu, the CEO behind Red Eye Studio. The artist passed away just a few months after finishing the illustration for Solo Leveling, and it is crazy. I think, yeah, I have to read this one to its completion for sure. I hope that this will provide an amazing ending, and this is actually one of my favorite manhwa series of all time. I have talked about this manhwa on my channel plenty of times, and I hope that, yeah, I hope that it will be amazing. And again, I am pretty bummed about the passing of the artist. I hope that he will rest in peace, and I hope that the family of the artist will stay strong in these tough times. My condolences, really. So yeah, that's all the novels, the manga, and the manhwa that I want to read within the month of August. Yeah, I know that it is very ambitious, and I don't think I will be able to achieve them all, but I will try. And with how often my reading mood changed lately, I love to have my options open. So yeah, do let me know what books you plan to read in the month of August, and do you spot anything interesting in my TBR this month. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.